crimes against the Republic or crimes against the player base? Yeah, maybe I'm being a little bit sensational, but we've had a little bit of a data mine concerning the next era battle, and there's one key point that I think is a little stinky. So we have finally reached a point now where the Nightfall era battle has its complete team. We've got Scorch in the game, and I thought I'd already 3-starred every single tier because I'm a badass, or I just played with RNGs far too much. I thought I'd just give it a test. How does it play now that we've got a full Relic 9 clone team? Is the battle easy, or is it still a giant pain in the bum that really requires RNG? Well, I literally just went in and put it on auto, let it run with the standard mods that I use for this team, and honestly, it really wasn't so bad. I would have got 3 stars on it if I hadn't already got 3 stars, as we'll see in a second here. Now, this discussion is not really so much about the Nightfall era battle, because I think we can all agree that the rewards from the Nightfall era battle are actually pretty phenomenal. Especially at the latter sort of 5, 6, 7 tiers, you can get some really good relic materials, signal data, girder keypads, droid brains, millions upon millions of credits. There's no arguing that the rewards are not fantastic. They really are. It's just the barrier to entry is incredibly high. Now, I was able to 3-star every single tier of this event with only 2 out of the 4 clones that we require, so halfway there. I didn't need to take the rest to R9. I did it because I wanted to. Partly because the team looks great, and to be honest, it really is great. It's also because they are going to be used in the new raid that is coming up, the Order 66/Nightfall, Operation Nightfall raid, whatever they're going to call it. This is going to be an allowed faction, and I wanted to give myself the best opportunity to perform in it. We can see here Jocasta whips out the old rifle, and the funny thing about this for me is when we do defeat her and she does do her big boomer, we actually just face tank the whole lot of it. She tries to blow us up. You'll see it in a second here. Watch out now. Granny with a gun. Granny's got a gun. She's about to come undone. There she goes. She takes a bonus turn. She whips it out. She throws it at us, and we're all just like, and what? I love to see it. So I'd already 3-starred that event, but I thought I'd try it with the full team. It was pretty good and successful, and it's coming back in a couple of hours at the time of this recording. We can see it here, just 4 hours and 7 minutes until this actually drops. So as I was saying, I wanted to see how that happens, what is the likelihood with a full team, and it seems pretty good, pretty reliable. And this should set a blueprint for the upcoming era battles, right? Right? Well, perhaps not so much. Let me explain. We have, of course, got the data mines from the wonderful people at Swigger Events. You guys really are the business. So what have they told us? Okay, we can see that the Crimes Against the Republic is the new assault battle that's coming. Not assault battle. It kind of is. It's the pseudo replacement for assault battles, let's be honest, guys. They gave us the Duel of the Fates. They gave us Peridia Patrol. They tried to take away other assault battles. We flipped the lid, obviously, and CG would just backtrack. This is the new assault battles. We don't get assault battles. We get temporary era battles. I'm actually not that fussed by it. Seems okay. We'll go into the cadence about that in just a little moment now. But anyway, Crimes Against the Republic. We knew this was coming, and this will be coming essentially in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks' time, just under 2 weeks' time, because on Tuesday we are getting the Temple Guard. He's joining the game. He looks fabulous. If you've not seen my kit reveal, go check out my kit reveal video. He does look really good, right? But a week after he has been in the game, we will get the Crimes Against the Republic. So what can we learn from this? Required. One or both of the following units, Temple Guard and Depa Billaba. Now, Depa Billaba is the second marquee, so she's coming in about 2 weeks' time, give or take 3 weeks' time, I guess. And Temple Guard is coming on Tuesday. One or both, so you can use either of those. Also allowed are Jocasta New, the Conquest unit, so if you've missed out on her, that's a bit of a shame. This is a bit of a double-sided thing for me, I feel. It's a double-sided sword, right? Because Jocasta New, we've got her, right? We can use her, but if those people have not actually engaged in Conquest, it's going to be so much harder for them to get in, right? I'll be able to carry. I've taken my Jocasta New to R8 straight away, but if you've missed the Conquest with Jocasta New, this is going to be harder than expected, right? Before we just got a gifted unit. Now, the one that worries me is Jedi Master Mace Windu, and this gets worse. Surprisingly, this gets worse as we go on, all right? So, new Jedi Master Mace Windu. And he's coming in about, what, a month? Give or take. We'll have speculation on that in a second. He's not even out, and he's a required unit. Not required, but allowed unit. Is it going to be scaled to having both Jocasta Nu and Mace Windu? I don't know. But the first time round, right, this is just standard. It is recommended Gear 5. You know, this is obviously Tier 1, right? Tier 2, same again. One or both. Jocasta Nu, Jedi Mace Windu. Tier 3 over here, you know, Temple Guard, Depa Billaba, Jocasta Nu, Mace Windu, yada, yada, yada. All good business. Tier 4. This is where it gets a little bit hairy scary. Call your mother Mary. Because when we get to Tier 5... When we get to Tier 5, required unit is Jedi Master Mace Windu. It doesn't say allowed units. It just says, well, I mean, required units, Temple Guard, Depa Billaba. So are the new marquees that we are getting not used from Tier 5 onwards? And you're only allowed to use Mace Windu and Jocasta Nu, basically? We can't, like, this event's going to drop, and it's going to appear 1, 2, 3, 4 times before Mace is even in the game. That kind of sucks, right? You can't get any of the Tier 5 rewards. Can't get any of the Tier 6 rewards because it also requires Jedi Master Mace Windu. What if you've missed out on Jocasta Nu, but you've been wailing on the new units, and now you can't actually complete Tier 5, 6, or 7? Once again, all of the last 3 tiers, you have to have Jedi Master Mace Windu. And he's not even in the game. We need to have all of the Dark Side clones. We need to have all of the new Jedi Vanguard, or 2 of them, all at Relic 5, in order to unlock Jedi Master Mace Windu. And he's coming right after the end of Depa Billaba, right? So this feels pretty bad to me, guys. Like, just to gain access to this, before it was like, oh, you can do it with 2 units, right? Like I just said, I 3-starred the Nightfall era battle on all tiers with 2 out of the 4 required units. This one here, not only do you need your 2 marquee units to do the early stages, but you also need 6 marquees and a legendary, and a conquest unit that you might have missed, potentially, to do Tier 5, 6, and 7. That really does feel bad, man. Am I overreacting here? Because this feels bad to me. And yeah, he has to be 7 stars for the unlock. I'm assuming he's a 7-star unlock. I don't think we'll get him at Relic 5 and then he jumps up. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. But look at that. Even at Tier 7, he needs to be Relic 9, of course. The Tier 6 is Relic 7. Kind of makes sense. If anybody's going for these Vanguard, I would highly recommend probably taking them to 7 or 8 at a minimum, just because of the new raid, right? So, it just doesn't feel great. We have had a little data mined video over here that shows what the rewards are for each tier as well. So if we have a look here, the first tier looks exactly the same. You've got that crate at the start that can give you Temple Guard. Now, I'm imagining this is going to operate just like Nightfall Era Battle did. First 2 tiers will give you Temple Guard, but as soon as we do get Depa Billaba in the game, she's going to join the pool here, kind of like the assault battles that we got for Duel of the Fates. Early tiers, you can get either Padawan Obi-Wan or Master Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm fully expecting us to see Depa Billaba in here, which is great for early game players, don't get me wrong. Then we go up and we've got the standard bits of gear. We've got 2 million credits. Then we get the signal data, and I don't know if it's just one of those, I'm not entirely sure. Over here, we are going to get impulse detectors or droid brains and Zimbiddles. Then, this is where it's changed slightly, because they've brought forward the droid brains, the girder keypads, and the Omicrons to tier 6, which is the R7 tier, by the way, so that I do like, because you only need R7 in order to unlock this, but the problem is, in order to actually engage in tier 6 and tier 5 and tier 7, it's all Jedi Master Mace Windu. But getting 5 girder keypads and 5 droid brains and 5 Omnis for Relic 7, that's really nice. I'm not going to pretend like that isn't nice. And then the final tier, you can't actually see it because my big head is in the way. Let's go ahead and bring us over here, and then I'll move myself. The final tier gives you 2,000 crystals and 10 million credits. That's for the Relic 9 tier. So the only silver lining I can say for this is, technically speaking, you don't really have to go to Relic 9 to get the top end rewards. 2,000 crystals is great, don't get me wrong. 2,000 crystals is good value, right? But is it worth having Jedi Master Mace Windu and potentially Jocasta Nu as well? We don't know how hard these events are just yet. Is it actually worth us investing in Relic 9 to get 2,000 crystals a couple of times? Don't forget, we're missing the first 4 times this event is running because we're not going to have Jedi Master Mace Windu. He's not going to be available. Potentially, I guess we might only miss the first 2. It depends how soon Jedi Master Mace Windu comes out. Let's take a look and read about that. Okay, so here is the cadence and where we're at currently. We've had Apo, we had 2 error battles. CX2, 2 error battles. Disguised Clone Trooper, 2 error battles. Scorch, 2 error battles. Job done. We are now just about to be in this week here. All right, next week when this starts, this is where we're going to be. Jedi, Temple, Guard, or just Temple Guard as he's known now. So no error battles during the week of the marquee release, but the week after, it looks like Tuesday we are going to get this new Crimes Against the Republic error battle. That's going to require Jedi Temple Guard, going to require Deppa, going to require Jedi Master Mace Windu and Jocasta Nu and all that sort of good business, right? So in order to access tiers 5, 6, and 7, you need Mace Windu. Not available. Right? For the first 2, not available. We're going to have one more Nightfall error battle, which is great. Already finished it up. Extra rewards for us there. Juicy, juicy bonuses. Then Deppa's going to drop, and it looks like immediately afterwards. So it looks like we're getting Mace Windu, Jedi Master Mace Windu, might well be available for this error battle. That's a little bit different to the normal cadence of releases, because normally legendary events will drop on like a Friday or a Thursday. So maybe we're seeing legendary releases drop on a Tuesday, like we have standard marquees now, and we will get Mace Windu potentially for the second 2, right? So maybe it's not as bad as I was first making it out to be, but I am still a little concerned about the loss of rewards here. I do like the change in structure that we can earn the R9 mats without having to invest into R9. This is absolutely huge for free-to-play players and those in smaller guilds because they have less access to those rewards. We would just need to do that 4 times. That the Crimes Against the Republic thing 4 times, and you'll have enough Gerda keypads to get a Relic 9 character. Even if you're not going to invest in these characters or for this raid, you'll be able to use that elsewhere. Maybe you need it to get Admiral Raddus to Relic 9 to unlock the Profundity, because let's face it, it's a brilliant capital ship, not completely outshone by the previous ship meta thanks to the Punishing One. But you could also use it on Darth Revan for the Leviathan, Malak for the Leviathan, any number of really good, strong units. You know, this is really good reward structure. I'm just concerned about Mace Windu. You'd have to have done a lot of whaling in order to actually benefit from these 2 error battles. When we go into the next lot over here, of course, and if you miss Mace Windu on his first release, I imagine he's available for a week. If you miss it, he's probably gone for 3 months, right? And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more error battles for Crimes Against the Republic before we start going into this section here, which is going to be Pirates, of course. Pirates, and we're supposedly getting a full dark side team and a full light side team. We can go into speculation on that in a separate video, right? So I imagine we're going to get stuff like Jod, maybe we'll get Beef, maybe we'll get Brutus. Is it Brutus? I think. Any number of Gunter maybe. That would be great. So yeah, we're going to get these new error battles, but is this the way it's going to be going forward? Is it going to be like over here for this second half, these marquees? Are this going to require this journey guide? I reckon this journey guide is probably going to be Jod. I might be wrong on that. But are we going to miss out more rewards here? It's nice to see that we're getting more Nightfall error battles, though. They're not completely disappearing, just tapering off into the distance. So what can we say about this? We can say, Nightfall error, it was good to invest into all the characters. You do get good rewards. In the upcoming Crimes Against the Republic battle, I am a little bit concerned that they're releasing a legendary requirement that requires everything from the previous set. Even if the rewards are probably a little bit better, earlier access to things like Gerda keypads, it feels painful that it is restricted only to those people that have whaled all the marquees in that group, all 6 of them, up to Relic 5 at a minimum, just to unlock Mace Windu, especially if Jocasta Nu is going to be a hard requirement, because there are going to be players out there that did not get Jocasta Nu, and that is going to suck for them. On the other hand, we don't get a crappy gifted Lord Vader that is made out of literal wet paper that you could blow a hole through if you breathe hard enough. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, tribe. You know I love you a long time, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.